Welcome to Fitness Friday, everybody. As we said, my name is Emily.
And my name is Ayla, and we are your Myzone Master Trainers.
And Coach B, we know that the view is backward.
Yep.
It's Friday. Backwards right now, and we're just going to have to deal with it because we want to be able to see your comments on Facebook Live.
Yeah.
So for those of you who are tuning in, make sure that you're leaving comments, any questions that you have, and we'll try to reply to them either during the broadcast or primarily after the broadcast in case we don't get to see it because we're going to be working out.
Yeah, and so far as we've discerned it, in order for us to be in selfie mode so we can see your comments, that means that the tiles are going to be backwards. Here's the good news. Emily can transpose the view post-production. So when you watch this on YouTube, it'll be the right way.
Yes.
So
yes.
Hopefully that makes sense. So bear with us. We like to challenge you on Friday mornings. Fitness Friday, we're working our body and our mind.
Oh, yeah.
You have to read it backwards.
Yeah, absolutely. So welcome, folks. Today we are excited to be here to talk to you about the World Health Organization recommendations for physical activity, particularly cardiorespiratory physical activity. And we're going to go through that as well as how those guidelines relate to Myzone.
Exactamundo. And Myzone has so cleverly devised a system that incentivizes us to meet the minimum recommended guidelines put out by the World Health Organization. Myzone has designed each zone to be color-coded, and we're going to walk you through those zones. Actually, we're going to cycle you through those zones and let you know the Myzone effort points that you're earning per minute in each zone. And each month that you earn 1,300 MEPs, Myzone effort points, is an indication that you have met the minimum recommended guidelines for cardiorespiratory activity. So good on ya.
Woohoo! So the guidelines are as follows. For healthy adults, the general recommendation is to accumulate 150 minutes of moderate intensity cardiorespiratory exercise per week or 75 minutes of vigorous intensity exercise per week, or some combination of the two. With Myzone, that relates very closely to the zones, gray, blue, and green zones being that moderate intensity where you have to work out a little bit longer each workout to accumulate the correct amount of minutes, and then yellow and red being the higher intensity zones.
So as you are monitoring your exercise, monitor how much time you're spending in each zone and how many Myzone effort points you're earning in each zone. And I think we're going to get to it because I already told them about Myzone effort points.
Here we go.
Let's get on the bikes and ride.
Okay. We are going to hop on, folks. We cannot see what you're posting while we're riding, so make sure that you leave any comments afterwards, and we'll try to respond to them.
You bet.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Okay.
So hop on your bike if you've got one nearby. What we're going to demonstrate is the intensity of each zone, and we're also going to be performing the rate of perceived exertion test and the talk test while we're making our way through each zone. We're going to start, as you can see, in blue, and I'm so excited that I'm almost in green already. And we're going to define each zone, how many Myzone effort points you can earn in each zone per minute. And we'll talk about the intensity parameters as they relate to rate of perceived exertion and the talk test. You want to define rate of perceived exertion?
Oh, do I ever? So the rate of perceived exertion is how you feel during exercise. So it's very subjective, right? It's how we feel. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 would be hanging out, resting on the couch. 10 would be the maximal amount of exercise that you can possibly handle, right? So somewhere along that spectrum is where you'll be during exercise. And what's great is that the rate of perceived exertion scale very closely relates to the zones that you see behind us. So in general, folks will probably be around a 6 if they're in the 60 to 69% range. And then it keeps going up from there all the way up to 9 and 10.
It's a nice checks and balance system that you can use with your clients. You can take a look at where they're at with their heart rate and then ask them what their rate of perceived exertion is and see if that matches. The talk test is another great measuring tool. When we're in our lower intensity zones and we're in 3, 4, 5, even up to 6 on the rate of perceived exertion scale, we should be able to say a fluid sentence or two before we need to take a deep breath. And I'm working my way into green already, so I'm finding it harder and harder to get a full sentence out before I need to take a breath. As you work your way up into green, yellow, and red, in the green zone you should maybe be able to say 3, 4, 5 words at a time, and then in the yellow and red zones, it should be pretty challenging to talk. And you're going to get to see that because we're going to go through the zones.
Yeah, and what's awesome too is that if you're a trainer, you can use Myzone's percentage of maximal heart rate, you can use rate of perceived exertion and the talk test, and you can compare them and see if maybe, maybe your client's heart rate says that they're in the red, but they're having full sentences, they feel great. Maybe we need to do some adjusting of their maximal heart rate. So you can use those sort of as a counterbalance to make sure that everything is correct. Should we talk about the zones?
Do it, girl.
Okay. I gotta relax because I'm not in the blue zone anymore.
I'm trying to calm down too.
Yeah, it's just finished Friday. It's so exciting. Okay, the blue zone right behind me. This zone indicates 60 to 69% of our maximal heart rate. It's a moderate intensity zone. You earn 2 MEPs per minute in this zone. And it's something where you're able to talk at least several words at a time.
Yeah. That leads us into the green zone, and we are working our way there currently because we're going to go up into the zones as we talk about them. The green zone is a moderate intensity zone. It's between 70 and 79% of maximum heart rate, and you earn 3 Myzone effort points per minute that you are in the green zone. It's an excellent zone for steady state because we could probably cruise here for a good while. But we're not gonna. We're gonna keep going up for you. So what we would love, because we can see them from here, give us some thumbs ups, give us a few hearts, you can comment, because we'll check back in with you later and comment back.
So we're trying to increase our intensity either through more speed or more resistance, maybe both.
Yep.
My heart is not so happy because I just did a workout. I'm not too pleased to get to go up into yellow and red again.
In the green zone, our rate of perceived exertion should be around a 7. And again, the talk test, we should be able to say about 3, 4 words at a time before we need a deep breath. Get it, Ann.
All right, the yellow zone. You're almost there, Ayla.
Yeah.
The yellow zone is 80 to 89% of our maximal heart rate. It is a high intensity or vigorous intensity zone. You earn 4 MEPs per minute in this zone, crushing some MEPs. As you can hear, you can only take a couple words at a time, maybe a word or 2 before breathing in. Again, it's tough.
Yes. And as we work our way into the red zone, I'm going to tell you about it. The red zone, vigorous intensity. It is hard. It should feel hard. 90 to 100% of your maximal heart rate, you earn 4 Myzone effort points per minute in red. And the talk test, you should barely be able to talk. I'm almost there, come on. Yahoo!
You got it, Ayla.
Come on, baby.
Oh man.
Here it comes.
I can see a few of those thumbs
Thumbs
up.
up.
Thanks, guys.
Keep throwing them out.
I don't
Hey,
know if I'm gonna make it, Ayla.
I'm going back down. Come on. We got this, Em. We got it.
So even if I don't hit the red zone, I'm cool with it. 1 is because I'm pretty tired.
There it
2,
is.
yeah. 2 is because the red zone is really intense. So it's not something that you have to be hitting every single workout. Oh.
We're going to bring it down for a hot second here. This is actually a great talking point. We both worked out before this, so we're probably a little bit fatigued coming into it. So it makes sense that it was pretty challenging for us to get up into red. Oh, thanks for tuning in for that one.
Yeah, so you guys can meet the recommended guidelines of the World Health Organization in so many ways. I'm gonna come up a little closer so you can really see the aftermath.
The sweat rolling.
Yeah. So you can achieve these guidelines in so many ways. Let's list them. You can cycle, you can hike, you can run, you can jog, you can swim, you can dance.
If you want
Ayla's
to.
better at it than I am.
Oh, I don't know about that.
So there's so many different ways to meet the guidelines every week. Why not do it?
Yeah.
It's fun.
Encourage your clients to find a mode of exercise that they enjoy, and there might be different modes that work better for them to reach higher or lower intensities. I can cruise on the rowing ergometer in blue and green for a long time. When I'm running, I can get up into yellow and red much more easily than I can if I'm on the rower or if I'm doing something like the crank cycle. So play around with the different modes, find what works best for your clients, and remember, you can accumulate 10 minutes or more at a time to meet the World Health Organization guidelines. Just 10 minutes. You can run up and down a flight of stairs for 10 minutes and you're on your way to meeting the guidelines.
Yeah, sometimes I do that, just taking groceries to and from my home.
Totally.
My car.
It counts.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll stick around to answer some of the questions that we're getting, but we wanted to sign off so that we can snip this up for YouTube. So thank you so much for joining us this morning. If you want to learn more about Myzone, go to myzone.org. Wonderful site where we've got all sorts of resources on how to use your Myzone heart rate monitor with your training. If you go down to the bottom, you can see the blog, which Ayla and I both contribute to. Lots of tips there. And you can also, of course, follow Myzone on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I think those are the
YouTube page.
YouTube,
yeah. Subscribe to YouTube because it's got all of the videos we've done on these live broadcasts. You can watch them on rerun.
All right, thanks guys for joining us.
And if you have questions, now's a great time. Fire away.
Okay. Michelle, what's up?
So I like this point that Diane is saying. She says, we get into the red every time we take a class. Something that Emily and I talk about a lot is the importance of varying your workouts. So if you touch a little bit of red each class, totally cool. But if you have a day that's a lot of yellow and a lot of red, we recommend that you periodize. You offer your mind, your body, your nervous system a little bit of recovery. So make sure that you come down and spend a little time in blue or green the next day, or take a rest day.
Yeah, absolutely. Karen, you're getting so many MEPs. That's awesome. Definitely meeting those World Health Organization guidelines. Yeah, if you guys have any other questions, please feel free to ask them now. If we don't quite catch them, we will definitely be checking out Myzone's Facebook, and we're going to look and see what questions you guys have, what else we can answer. And every week when Ayla and I are planning what we're going to talk about, we go back and we look at your comments and see what are the trends, what do people want to learn about. So we definitely want your recommendations, any questions that you have, we do take those into account. I love my band, I forget pairing. Yes, good. Janine, we love our bands too.
Excellent. We're so happy that you're enjoying the Myzone system. This week, the app became compatible with the Apple Watch. Hopefully all you Apple Watch folks are digging it. And again, keep commenting because we'll check in throughout the week with comments, questions, etc. And if we don't know the answer, we can try to direct you in the right place.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're here every Friday. We're here every Friday for Fitness Friday, 8 a.m. Pacific time. We know you're tuning in from all around the world, and we're so grateful. Please keep joining us on Friday mornings. We love to spend time with you.
Yeah, it's fantastic. A highlight of the week for sure. Thank you for joining us, folks. Again, check out myzone.org, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the whole kit and caboodle. And we'll see you next week.
Remember, keep moving forward.
Bye, you guys.